Displacement in Haiti is massive. You know, whether the numbers are 800,000 or down from 1.8 million when last summer, this is a large percentage of the population. Over 1,000 IDP sites or camps in Port-au-Prince alone. Every street corner, every empty lot is filled with makeshift tents. Actually, it's filled with pretty tattered tarps rather than tents themselves. The numbers are soft. We don't really know a lot about displacement in Haiti. IOM has done a magnificent job of trying to track the numbers, but it's hard in part because this is a dynamic, complicated situation. Not everybody living in these IDP camps lost a home in the earthquake. You know, desperately poor people do desperate things. When there's rumors that assistance is being distributed to IDPs, suddenly it becomes popular, attractive to be an IDP. And certainly people have moved into the camps from poor urban communities in hopes of accessing some kind of assistance. It's hard to imagine these camps as being a draw, but at least people have a bit of shelter. Usually they have water. In 1 out of 5 sites, they have some access to health care. But it's a dynamic population. People move in and out. In the month after the earthquake, reportedly 500,000 people moved to the countryside. We don't know what happened to those people. Anecdotally, we hear that a lot of people have come back to the capital because they didn't receive sufficient assistance, but no one is keeping track of these movements of people. Reportedly, some families keep some members in the camp in case better assistance develops there, while sending kids or relatives to live elsewhere in the communities. It's been mentioned that the number of IDPs has reportedly dropped by about half in recent months. That's a good thing, but it's also a troubling thing. Why would people leave and go back to homes that have probably not been reconstructed in a safe way? Perhaps because they saw the damages of Hurricane Thomas and the flooding and made the judgment that maybe it was better to take a chance back in those damaged buildings than to suffer another hurricane season or threats of flooding given the tarps and the tents under which they were living. There was a fear, I think, as well that cholera might hit the camps, although the evidence so far has been the camps have been less hit than other areas simply because of the congestion of the people, or perhaps it was the election violence. It's been a truism in work with IDPs for years that in order to work with displaced people, you have to work with host communities. But it's all mixed up in Haiti. Host community, urban poor, displaced people, other people affected by hurricanes, by the earthquake. While there are some displacement-specific needs, in such a setting, the vulnerabilities and the needs are so widespread that perhaps it doesn't make sense to single out assistance to IDPs, but rather to work with larger vulnerable communities. But our humanitarian system isn't set up that way. Our wonderful humanitarian relief actors are set up to provide life-saving assistance, not to deal with structural, urban, long-term, chronic poverty. And this has also been a theme that several of the speakers have mentioned, this difference between humanitarian response, long-term development. We haven't gotten it right anywhere in the world, but I think it comes in stark relief in the case of Haiti. Solutions for displacement are needed urgently. Estimates are that about 20% of these 1,000 or so IDP sites in Port-au-Prince and around the country are facing the threat of forced evictions. A lot of these camps are built on private land. Of course, landowners want their land back. It's been a year. Land is a very valuable asset in Haiti. The negotiations with landlords, can you let them stay a little bit longer while we look for solutions, are labor intensive, but they're vital to coming up with solutions. When I think about the magnitude of things to be done, number one is we need a strong Haitian government. There are decisions that need to be made, whether it's operational plans, sites for dumping rubble, decisions on which camps will become part of the new urban landscape of Port-au-Prince. Decisions need to be made by the Haitian government. But frankly, the political situation is such that a lot of government energy is directed toward the elections and the politics around that. NGOs and UN staff dealing with the government wonder, oh, I'm talking with this minister. He probably isn't going to be here in a few months. So some of the uncertainty and the fear that if the clear decisions aren't made, there will be a political vacuum which will last longer, means decisions won't be made, and so on.